What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on this new European league that could have. They said that this league could have the potential to offer Caitlin Clark $100 million, right? And so if it's possible for this European league to offer Caitlin Clark $100 million, that I think is a great number one. I think is a great business opportunity for Caitlin Clark. Number two, an offer like that really just exposes the WNBA, right? And I have been saying from ever since Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese was coming into the WNBA, I was like, I don't think that the WNBA, like the league, wants to grow. And it was over the years, it was evidence of that they didn't want the league to grow. Either they didn't know how to grow the league, which I don't believe, or they didn't want the league to grow. And the proof was there. The league was, you had the WNBA, they were on a Lifetime network, where they wasn't being able to be seen. They had the like they wasn't making a big deal about the WNBA. You had teams coming and going, like the Houston Comets were no longer in the league. The Detroit Shock no longer in the league. Then you add a team, or a team would move, but they weren't doing things to promote the league and to grow the league. And then when you have Caitlin Clark coming into the league, and there's a lot, it was a whole lot of fanfare for Caitlin Clark, coming out of college. And the WNBA didn't have a choice, right? They didn't have a choice but to promote, the league. And now all of a sudden you have, I think they had one team join this year, the Valkyries, and they have like 3 or 4 more teams coming within the next few years, right? So that to me just let me know, it just gives me the impression that those opportunities, Caitlin Clark did create a lot of those opportunities, right? But there have always been opportunities for the league to grow. And case in point is like this new league that's, the European league that may offer Caitlin Clark up to $100 million. Where if, how are they able to recognize that there is a market big enough to pay, one player the kind of money that she could potentially make? If you think about it, WNBA players have always gotten paid more to play overseas than they did at home, right? And which they have always, WNBA players resented that, because here you are, you living in the richest country in the world, the greatest country in the world. You're living in the richest country in the world, the greatest country in the world, and you don't have you don't have players who can play, you know what I mean? People who are playing in the league. So I don't get why my camera went out for a second, but I don't get why these young ladies had to go overseas, right, and make all this money. Diana Taurasi even spoke about, going overseas, playing and making money when, you're missing out on your family. And the fact that this other league can offer them this kind of money, these young ladies, this kind of money now, just lets you know that the money and the opportunity has always been there. It's just that the WNBA and the NBA never wanted to expand and have these women make this kind of money. But now, with the popularity of Caitlin Clark, they don't have any choice but to offer them more money and expand the WNBA. The WNBA could have done this years ago. When you think about it, the NBA is the biggest basketball league in the world. That's the biggest professional basketball league in the world. So why couldn't the WNBA be the biggest women's professional basketball in the world when you already had women playing overseas in different leagues making more money? You know, their game, the WNBA could be international, just like the NBA game is international. But they didn't want that. They didn't want it to be. Now the NBA may be trying to take, you know, this game international. Now that somebody like different countries are trying to get together and start this league up and take advantage of the popularity of players like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Beckers, Asia Wilson. Like, take advantage of these ladies' popularity. The opportunity and the money has always been there. Let me see what they are, because they recently made a offer to the WNBA players. I want to see if I had it down here. I don't know. Okay, so now they're currently making max salary, and the WNBA is currently at 200. Max salary is currently at $249,000 for the. That's like the highest a WNBA player can be paid. 249,000. The veteran minimum currently is at $79,000 a year, right? So as a rookie coming into the WNBA, you're making $79,000 a year. All right. Now, with this new proposal that the WNBA has made, it is max salary will go all the way up to $850,000 max salary. That's close to $1 million. You know, like you're $150,000 away from making 1 million, your max salary, which they might even push back on that, right? That may not be enough. But base salary, let me see, the veteran minimum, base salary, the veteran minimum would be $300,000. You know, so that's the minimum you can make. Like, you know, if you're in the WNBA, is $300,000. That's the proposal for now, right? But if I'm WNBA players and I see what is on the table, like as far as other countries, I wouldn't accept this $850,000. You know, like the max salary from the WNBA. They will have to come up. I would tell them to make it at least $1.5 million, you know, $1.5 million, because I think they still lowballing them. I think they are still lowballing them. And people talk about, you know, like, well, there's not a lot of people at the games, you know, but nowadays it's not you want more people at the games, but it's not about just butts in the seats. The game, you know, you're streaming the games now. You know, there's content. These games just create so much content and stuff like that. It's a lot of money to be made, and so much money being made that NBA players or WNBA players have no way of tracking it. They have no way of tracking like how much money. I think you know, they put this out as far as like, oh, well, seats in the people are not coming to the games. But there's a lot of interest. People watch online. Even Adam Silver said, you know, like that's where he said that people watch online. You know, you can watch online, watch the clips. They make money off of the clips. So there's so much money out there, and the WNBA have been making money like this for years and just been cheating these young ladies. I mean, what team? They just said, like, I think the New York Liberty are worth like $500 million. Which I think that's lowball. I think the New York Liberty franchise, I think probably is worth. If you could check the books, I bet you would find that they're worth more than that, more than $500 million. But that's not really, that's I think that's low. When you think about the the Lakers, they saw a portion of the Lakers, like what was her name? The lady who sold the Lakers. They still own a portion of the Lakers, but she got sold it for $10 billion. So, man, it's just so much money out there that these young ladies will not be able to track. I think they should ask for way more than that 900. What did I say it was? $850 million. I think they should ask for way more money than the 850 mil, man, because yeah, this proves that if somebody's going to offer Caitlin Clark $100 million or upwards of around $100 million, and she's only getting 70 $79,000 for playing in the WNBA, that's crazy. That just shows that the money has been sitting there all along. You know, and so you have European leagues who just and they willing to come up off of that money because they see the value. Now, I think is going to get hurt. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a battle between the WNBA and these European leagues. But I think the Unrivaled League is probably going to lose in the long run. I think they're going to be the odd man out because they don't have the capital or the contact or the the contacts within the business to withstand this pricing war that's going to happen with with Caitlin Clark, man. This going to get ready to get crazy. It's getting ready to get crazy. So that's my take on it. Y'all make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.